Hey, it's Eric here at Peachtree Classic Cars, and this is a really cool truck. It's a 1965 Chevrolet C-10 fleet side truck, and it's got air ride on it, which is awesome. So it goes up and down. It's basically an original truck, aside from it doesn't have original carpet or seat in it, and I kind of wish it did, but those are easy things to fix. But got a great running little original 6-cylinder engine, and actually I want to be careful about that too. It may be upgraded, maybe an upgraded 6-cylinder. I can't remember. We'll look at it when we get under there. Take this thing for a quick drive. So it's got the shifter's been moved to the floor off the steering. You know, shifter from the column has been moved to the floor. And a lot of guys do that because it makes it really a lot easier to maintain. The 3-speed on the columns, once they start hanging up and you know they start feeling like they need to get rebuilt. Actually, I left the windows rolled up because I wanted you to hear. It's pretty quiet in here. Nice quiet cab. It's got a working radio. It's even got a subwoofer, which is kind of funny, behind that seat. I can find a radio station.
You make them.
So anyways, slow down here. So I've actually got it up right now. It's got air ride, and it has a little bit of helper in the back with, it's got actually air shocks as well. I guess if you ever wanted to carry a load or anything. Oh, I think I've got it in third gear. Just got a second. It just drives really nice. I meant to say earlier, it just steers really straight down the road. Just a good driving truck. And I've actually been driving this one around town some. Took it over to the welder, and I drove it over there. Let's see if I can sit here. One thing it doesn't have that perturbs me about a lot of these trucks is it doesn't have an e-brake. So I've got to park it in a spot that is level enough that it won't roll. Because I really wanted to show you the engine while it's running. Little 6-cylinder. Let's see if I can pull up a little bit. Get a little bit more level spot. The only downside to this, by the time it finally gets level here, there's a freaking trash can. Let's see. Oh shoot. Left it in gear. And we're still rolling. Darn it. Sorry guys. I try not to do stuff like this in videos. This is literally the level spot, and it's right next to a trash can. Still rolling. Jeez. Well, that's a good thing. I mean, it does roll smoothly down the road. Just don't want to block anybody's driveway. Got it in. There we go. Oh my gosh, I'm still rolling. Son of a bitch. Stop for a second. Alright, there we go. So, basically sitting at factory height there. Wanted to let you hear the engine. I'm not sure that this is the original engine or not. It may be. Very reliable. Touch of the key, it fires right up. You can hear those little solid lifters in there ticking away. But the cool thing is to be able to hit the buttons. And it's just front and rear only. Front seems to let down a little bit faster. I'm gonna go ahead and let it down while we're doing the video. So I'm hitting the button here. That's all the way down. All the way down. So man, this thing, I really wanted to throw a set of 18s or 20s on it and just finish it off, but right now I'm just trying to get stuff up for sale because everybody's asking me to, and really letting the next guy do what he wants to with it. So I'm gonna pull up just to hear more because I don't want to be blocking anybody's driveway. And then I'll show you around the truck. One of the things that it is doing, and we just double checked it, in the back when they put the air ride in, the U-bolts for that are holding the rear end on, they really actually need to be tightened up a little bit. They're just so old. It's been so long. I couldn't turn them. And so this is a air compressor switch. So anyways, when you go to shift gears, especially if you're going into just reverse or first, if you let out the clutch too fast, you'll hear a little kind of clunk noise. And we went through, checked the engine mounts, they're great, transmission mounts are fine, and traced it all the way back. And what it is that there's about 1/8 of an inch of room between the plate and where the U-bolts go around and the rear end, and it's just going like this, click, click. So when you shift it into gear, clunk, or shift it in reverse, clunk. And it would be very, very easy to fix. Either throw a slide a plate in there, and I almost didn't even mention it and just thought slide a plate in there, or probably have to take it to a welder shop because that bolt needs to be heated up first. That way it can be turned. We tried turning it in the shop and it just won't turn, so I don't really have the right tools to do that. So just wanted to be honest about that, but it really reliable. I mean, literally just drove it to the welder's shop the other day because I actually had this is the only spot of rust I found that I really cared about on the truck. That's a brand new panel there. Not the most perfect body work, but with a but you know, you can see that that's a brand new piece. But with a, you know, kind of a shop truck look that this truck is, that was good enough for me, because it was literally walking around the truck the only spot where I said, golly, that's that one spot. And the guy told me when they were unloading it from a trailer 20 years ago, they dented it on the edge of the trailer and then filled it with Bondo, and of course it rusted all up. So we cut all that Bondo out, you know, cut that whole thing off, put a brand new factory style filler piece. All right, so sorry, I've taken way too long to get to the part where I inspect the vehicle for you. Older paint job, you know, there's a paint pop there. I mean, this is really a shop truck through and through, and you could throw your logo on this door and call it a day. It doesn't need anything to be driven and enjoyed just like it is. The body's very straight. It's got a few spots of filler in it, but not crazy. You know, somebody did a little filler down here. There was probably some rust underneath that. The top is in great shape. The drip rail, you see that all the way around, is in great shape as well. And you can tell, you know, it's been parked outside in Georgia. That's old pollen buildup, you know, and if we would have taken more time probably with the pressure washer, we could have probably got that cleaner. Wood bed back here is actually in great shape. I personally would just leave it alone. Again, like I said, to me, this is a shop truck and is really ready to drive as is, but I think you could do a restoration on it if you wanted to. So the question the guys are always asking me is, if it was your truck, what would you do to it? If I was keeping this truck for my shop truck, I'd put some, probably some 18s on it, and just something kind of sporty looking. I'd put the original bench seat back in it and an original carpet kit, and maybe a new stereo, and drive the hell out of this thing. I mean, it doesn't need anything. The glass is in great shape. If you look around, all the glass is great. Windows roll up and down nice and easy. I mean, nice and easy. It steers great. Oh shit, the horn works. All right, I was gonna say I don't think the horn works. It's got air ride, which is super cool. I mean, the old stereo actually really works. And what's funny is it's got an automatic antenna in the old gas cap. Now the fuel's been moved to the rear. But when you turn the radio on, they put an automatic antenna in there, which is actually kind of cool. It's got a 10-inch subwoofer behind the seat, and it's actually a comfortable seat. You could take it to an upholstery shop, just have it recovered original style. And a lot of guys do that. Take the headrests out and have it recovered in original style. There's some air in the tank still. You can see that it goes down. And I just lifted the truck back up. So that was without even the air compressor on. So we're back up to factory height. So now we can take a look underneath the truck that I've got it raised up. A little bit of filler here in the cab corner. And you can see at the back of the cab corner just a little bit of rust, but actually pretty solid under here. All the way down, there's this spot right here of rust. This is a pretty common place, and somebody's put some steel on top, which is pretty common. The rust here, rust bubble there, about the size of a silver dollar, if anybody knows what a silver dollar is anymore. Probably old school guys do. If you're thinking about buying a truck like this, you probably know what a silver dollar is. So original floor pans are actually in great shape. These are the original cab mounts. I mean, this is I always call this a minimal rust truck. Look at these cab to frame mounts. They look great. Like I said, fuel tank's been moved to the back. The air compressor under here. You can see there's also air shocks back there. I'll get up underneath it on this side. There's your air tank controller, and even cleaner on this side than the other. This is actually basically, aside from this back of this cab corner, what's got a little rust, and you can see some filler there. This is all solid. Point this back so you can see. Really clean. And then look, I mean, even like these rockers are in great shape. Original floor pans. So yeah, wood under here. Very, very cool. I gotta watch out. I'm gonna lay in fire ant pile if I'm not careful. Haven't noticed any leaks or anything, and honestly, like I said, if you got those U-bolts tightened up in the back, this thing would be a smooth driving truck. And I mean, it drives fine just the way it is. Like I said, we tried to fix it, and I just don't have the right tools, and I think just heating it up with a torch and tightening it down is really the right thing to do. But I think you could throw a little piece of aluminum in there and space it if you really wanted to, tap that in there and call it a day. It's just, like I said, you know, let me see if I can actually show you. I'm taking a lot of time here. I try not to make these videos too long, but I just want to show you. This is it. This bolt right here needs to be tightened on both sides, and there's a little gap right there. You see that? You can just see a touch of light through there. It's just enough that when you go to put it in reverse to reverse, it taps. So really, really easy thing to fix. And anyways, yeah, give us a call, PeachTreeClassicCars.com. This is a super cool truck. I think anybody would enjoy.